Hello, everyone at Enchanted Emerald. This is Melissa bringing you a reading for this evening, December 9th, 2024. It is Monday, and I hope you're having a beautiful start of your week. So, tonight I have used the traditional Rider-Waite deck to pull a card here for us. And the card that actually came up for us is the Star card. So this is a really beautiful card, really feeling like this is full of hopes and dreams. I do sense a bit of trepidation that kind of comes in with this. So there's a little bit of anxiety, this feeling like, man, I just feel like I can't get out of my own way. And so there's this feeling that things have kind of culminated to this point in time, right? Like where everything is coming full circle. There's been things that are happening that have been very predictable. Like there's a certain sequence of events and it's very predictable and you know what's going to happen and how things are going to turn out for you. However, this is like starting to evolve. And so it isn't going to be quite as predictable as you might hope. But I do feel like this has all been leading up to this really beautiful point for us where we can start to transition. And there's a lot of growth here for us. I do feel like there's themes that have kind of played out in your life up until now. And of course, you've seen this many, many times, and you have always wanted your ducks in a row, so to speak, to be ready to handle whatever comes your way. However, I think this is very symbolic for us really embracing new circumstances and moving into a new direction. So with this, I do sense that there's going to be a bit of guidance available for us in terms of someone speaking to you, giving you advice, right? So it's really important for us to be open to receive that guidance as it comes in. Maybe you're not as prepared for this transition as you thought that you were. And so I feel like somebody's going to be coming in to give you some advice on how to handle things. And it may not be as welcoming to hear this because I feel like it's going to be something that you don't necessarily want to hear, but it's something that you absolutely need to hear to help you move through this transition. You might even be feeling like things are in shambles right now, right? But I do feel like this is looking at the bigger picture, right? Like you're not going to accomplish everything in one day or in one sitting, right? So I feel like if things don't necessarily work out the way that you wanted to that day, it doesn't mean to give up, right? If we really move into a whole new energy, if you're embracing it with a new perspective the next day, right? So, and I hear that like Jody Messina song, like Bring on the Rain. So it's really attesting to us not being defined by our actions, but building a resilience as we embrace each day moving through this energy. So I do feel like you're kind of wanting to fix things and have things all like unicorns and rainbows. However, this isn't really how it's going to work. I do feel like it's going to take a lot of grit for us to move through this. And, you know, you have to make decisions. I think this energy moves very quickly. So you might have to make decisions very quickly for yourself in terms of making a split-second decision, right? Like that's what I'm feeling with that. And I do feel like this isn't just like us as an individual. I feel like this is a collective energy as well. I do feel like there's temptations that are kind of creeping in that could get you distracted, right? But the point here is to really make sure that you're staying on task with this. And it's really creating space for us and allowing this beautiful growth as we move through it. So I do think that you might hear things, like I said, you might hear things that you might not necessarily want to hear. You're going to feel as though this is going to, so to speak, rub you the wrong way. I feel like it could be something coming in from a coworker. And with this, it's going to be like this line in the sand. Like you're going to know for sure that this is a divide that's been created, right? Where now you have the ability to set yourself apart from the norm, right? And so I do feel like you're very well suited for this task, very well suited for this job, right? I do think you're up to the task. I do think that you're very capable, and I do think that you have the strength and the resources to make everything happen that needs to happen. But just remember here to not get caught up on the aesthetics of things, right? I think that sometimes we can get lost and tend to focus on what others might think of us, or really take somebody else's advice and take that to heart and allow it to keep us in a position where we're feeling stuck a little bit. And so this is not for you to worry about what other people think, right? This is not about appearances. This is very much going to be you emphasizing your strengths. I do think that there's a lot to be gained here. Like, I feel like it's high stakes, right? High value here. And things might not always be as they appear. So I do think that this could be an opportunity that comes in for you that's like a blessing in disguise. And so with that, I hear the phrase, different strokes for different folks. And so what worked for somebody else may not necessarily work for you. So you can take their advice, you can kind of filter that through your lens of your perspective and how you feel like things could work for you. And just know that it's really important that to set yourself apart, you do you, right? So you can put your twist on things, and it could really turn out to be better than expected, right? So I just get the sense that there's going to be some sort of a plot twist kind of coming in here. And you might find as you work through this, if you embrace this opportunity, that this was like a tailor-made opportunity for you. Like every little nook and cranny of this opportunity, every little thing that you have to do that is involved with these tasks, I do feel like you're going to find resemblance to things that you've been through, and how you can work to your strengths here moving through that. And I feel like there's someone that might possibly be asking, like, is this meant for me? Is this an opportunity for me? I'm just waiting. There is a resounding yes kind of coming through. So if you feel like you're asking, should I, could I, that kind of thing, there is definitely not any mistaking it. This is meant for you. You have the drive. And not only the drive, but you have the intensity behind that drive, right? I feel like you have not just the ability to handle it, but to really excel, to exceed expectations in this. And you could honestly actually achieve it very quickly. So just remember that we have to look at the bigger picture. Not one thing will determine the success of this, right? It's going to be many, many things that determine that success. So it won't be one single action. There's room for error, right? If you're still kind of figuring things out as you move through, it's okay, right? Just do it. Just continue, because I feel like there's going to be so many cheerleaders for you along the way. And they're really wishing you the best. They're really wishing you well. And they're wishing you nothing but success. So I feel like you'll find a lot of support as you move through this, which is really great, because this is for you to do what you have to do to stand out. Okay. And you will be very proud of yourself. The thing about this is you may not necessarily want to let your guard down. But I think it's really important to really just bring that shield down a bit so that you can be open to hear what you need to hear. You can be open and vulnerable and grow from that. That's creating that space for that growth, right? Because you're going to be very proud of yourself as you do that. The thing about letting the guard down is there's like this massive overcorrection I'm kind of feeling with that, where it feels kind of scary. So you could like put your guard back up very quickly, and then not be open to hearing what you need to hear. So do that, move through that and really do that as you feel comfortable, of course, doing that. But I think it's really important to not be self-critical and overreact to the situation or circumstances at hand. I do feel like once your guard is completely down, there might be a sense of relief, because then you're also you're opening your heart to, grow and to feel the joy of everything that you're doing. And you're going to be so proud of yourself. Now, remember, there is no risk, no reward, right? So you have to take a risk. You have to be willing to take that risk in order for things to grow and to be, great at what you're doing. And so it's really important you kind of look at the circumstances and say, like, listen, if this risk is scary to me, there is a benefit here for me throughout all of it, right? So you have to kind of look at, do the risks outweigh the benefit though? Because if there is a benefit to be had here, I do feel like I said, like high stakes, like there could be amazing things, all your hopes, all your dreams kind of coming in for you with this star card today. So I do so hope that this resonates for you. And as always, give me a like, give me a share if you know somebody that could benefit from hearing this message. And I will be back with a reading for you guys again soon. Thank you so much. Take care.